Advocate Today. I'm Tracy E. Gilchrist. More than 30 countries across Africa currently have anti-LGBTQ+ laws. Uganda's parliament recently proposed hateful anti-LGBTQ+ legislation. If the president there signs it into law, it would be the first to outlaw identifying as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, or queer. The crime is punishable by death. That makes Uganda's new proposed law among the harshest in the world. Advocates fear there will be mass arrests and mob violence against the queer community there. LGBTQ+ advocate and Refuge America founder Adafe Ekporo left Nigeria in 2016. Now he's speaking out for LGBTQ+ rights globally. I spoke with him about the situation in Uganda, his journey of leaving persecution, and more. Hi, Adafe Ekporo, founder of Refuge America and author of Asylum, a memoir and manifesto. Thank you for being here with me today.
Thank you very much, Tracy. I'm excited to have this conversation with you.
Yes, I'm excited to chat with you as well. You have an incredible story. You came to the U.S. as an asylum seeker in 2016. Would you talk a little bit about how that came to be and what it was like leaving your home country of Nigeria?
Thinking back to 2016, I was very excited to come to the United States because my life was in danger in my home country and I was a victim of mob violence. The only place I knew I could be safe to be an openly gay person was the United States. So I was so excited to come to the United States. But that excitement was followed by the shame and rejection I have faced in my own country, and I felt like coming to the US might give me an opportunity to live my true and authentic life.
Uganda's parliament just recently passed some incredibly harsh laws. And would you talk a little bit about in this bill, would you talk a little bit about what is in this bill that is so dangerous for LGBTQ+ people?
So in 2014, the government of Nigeria passed Same-Sex Marriage Prohibition Act, which criminalizes same-sex relation by 14 years imprisonment. And the law also says that promoting, aiding, and supporting someone who is a member of the LGBTQ community, you can also face up to 10 years imprisonment. I just want to paint a picture of what it looks like right now in Uganda. The law that was passed in Nigeria gave rights to non-government actors, vigilantes, to persecute gay people, because if you are suspected to be gay, you don't want to face 14 years imprisonment, you could pay someone who's trying to blackmail you so you can be able to live your life. So similar things are likely to happen if the law is signed by the president of Uganda. Now it's just a bill. And what the bill contains is 20 years imprisonment for some acts and up to life imprisonment for some acts, which is like caught having consensual relationship by two adults. You could be imprisoned for life or killed. Then if your family member discover that you're a member of the LGBTQ community, they are obligated to report you to the government, because if they don't, they themselves can face up to 10 years imprisonment. So this is like 3 steps ahead of the law that Nigeria passed. So this will cause like fear and hysteria for members of the Uganda community, because parents will be like, if my child comes out to me, would I want to face persecution while that child is also facing persecution? So I rather report the child than I face persecution. So I think that this is causing a lot of fear for LGBTQ community people in Uganda. But there is something that we are not talking about. Uganda has been a hub for refugees for a very long time. Although this law is being passed in Uganda, refugees from many parts of Eastern Africa have found Uganda to be a refuge before they are able to move to other countries. So imagine you are a gay person fleeing persecution, and Uganda is one of the 2 LGBTQ spaces where you could find safety as a refugee. Now the government is criminalizing LGBTQ people in Uganda.
That's just so terrifying. And I wonder, Adafe, would you talk a little bit about why now? What led to Uganda taking these steps at this point?
So this has been in the works since 2013. So Uganda was the first country in Africa that passed similar types of legislation. In 2012, Barack Obama came to Africa to do a tour on like his motherland, visited Kenya and some other places. And I remember in 2012, Zambia won the African Nations Cup, the soccer game. But the highlight of 2012 was not Zambia, but it was Uganda jail the gay bill that was being passed. And it was revoked in 2014. So this is coming back again because of Western evangelical organizations who are fueling anti-LGBTQ legislation. So the evangelical bodies feel like they have lost the war at home in the West, United States. So they are giving lots of money to legislators. This bill was crafted by the West, given to a legislator in Uganda who fueled the dark money to be like, we don't want gay people in Africa because this is God's own country. So there is a robust body that is working to fuel this kind of anti-LGBTQ legislation in the continent of Africa. Uganda is just a stepping stone to what would be done if such kind of policies go through, because it's like a playbook of how the West can continue to further propagate the propaganda that Africa is not a place for homosexuality.
Would you go a little deeper into if Uganda's president were to sign this law, what does this look like for LGBTQ plus Ugandan people?
It's unimaginable to think what would happen because I am not in Uganda, but from my personal experience, I was a victim of mob violence as a result of the law that was passed in my country.
Mm-hmm.
Vigilantes came to my place. They broke down my apartment. They were singing like, I am gay. They have found out and they are going to kill me. Because the government has given power to people who are not state actors to oppress LGBTQ people. Then state actors like police in Nigeria, they look through your phone. Do you have a gay dating app on your phone? Do you dress like a woman? Are you walking effeminate? Like they just have license to further persecute LGBTQ people.
Mm-hmm.
And this causes fear for people to access healthcare services. Like if you're a gay person and you become HIV positive, you don't want to go to the clinic to access treatment because it is suspicious that most people who are HIV positive are members of the LGBTQ community.
Mm-hmm.
If you come out as gay, you don't have resources to support you on how to use condom, on where to get PrEP from. This kind of communications that local organizations help to support LGBTQI people, trans people to have access to their hormonal treatment. All this kind of supportive care are being eroded because there is a high level of persecution on the community.
Adafe Ekporo, founder of Refuge America and author of Asylum, a Memoir and Manifesto. Thank you so much for all that you do and for sharing your insight with me today and with us. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah. Thank you so much to Adafe for joining me. He's full of wisdom, and I'm glad he was able to shed light on the things happening to LGBTQ plus people in Uganda and across the African continent. Visit refugeamerica.org to learn more about his mission of welcoming displaced LGBTQ plus people. And you can visit the Advocate channel wherever you stream for more content and coverage like this. I'm Tracy E. Gilchrist. I'll see you next time.